The fight against corruption is a fight for all. You and I will have to come together to see it eradicated for us to have a better Nigeria for our children and our children unborn. Always live within your means to avoid temptation. Hello and thanks for joining us on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Imagine a society where everything works. Durable road networks, stable electricity supply, portable water, well-equipped and functional healthcare facilities, quality education for all, affordable housing schemes, social security benefits, job creation and a lot more that makes life comfortable to live. That is an ideal society. We can only achieve these if we all play our part. Say no to corruption to enjoy these benefits. Kill corruption to save Nigeria. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Collaboration is the process of two or more people or organizations working together to complete a task or achieve a certain goal to access greater height. This is why the EFCC never rests in getting relevant agencies involved in the fight against corruption. Today on The Eagle, we shall bring you reports on some collaborative efforts the EFCC is having with sister agencies, a vox pop on what government can do to curb corruption and more. Sit back and relax as the program continues shortly. Please stay tuned. As part of efforts to stem the tide of criminal activities in the maritime sector, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) and the Nigerian Navy have agreed to review their strategies. This resolve was expressed during a courtesy visit by the zonal head of the Lagos office of the EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, to Commandant Nigerian Navy ship NSS Beecroft Apapa Lagos, Commodore Ibrahim Aliyu Shatima. But before this, Martha Eche has the details of this and to present another on a courtesy visit to the EFCC headquarters.
Acting Chairman of the EFCC, Mohammed Umar Abba, says the Commission recovered more than 4.16 billion naira from lottery companies, being revenue owed to the government, which they refused to remit. Mohammed made a disclosure at the EFCC headquarters while hosting a delegation from the Ministerial Task Force for Recovery of Unpaid Revenues from Lottery Businesses, which was led by its chairman, Williams Alu. He noted that lottery companies operating in the country were not forthcoming in remitting revenues that were due to the government, hence the need for the EFCC to intervene. Mohammed assured the task force of the Commission's unwavering support and expressed readiness to partner with the task force to ensure that lottery companies that have continuously shortchanged the government are made to pay all the revenues.
We have 14 zonal sections, zonal formations. In each zonal formation where there are necessity warrants, we are ready to establish a task force section which will give that mandate to liaise with the task force to ensure that this project, this work succeeds. And we are ready, we'll partner with you. Everything that we need, if you give us, especially with regards to intelligence information regarding to the erring lottery companies, will now spring into action. And as we said earlier, we have our members, the detectives from the task force section who are part and parcel of the task force. So they will be liaising with you, and this will ease the work tremendously. So the protocol will be cut.
Responding, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, who is also the chairman of the Task Force for Recovery of Unpaid Revenues, Williams Alu, commended the EFCC for its efforts in recovering their unremitted lottery funds. Alu stated that the EFCC has assisted the lottery business in Nigeria in such a big way as recoveries made have always been handed over to the Lottery Trust Fund.
It is on our record, sir, that this commission has assisted the lottery business in Nigeria in no small ways, because a lot of recovery has been done by this particular commission, and the money recovered by you, sir, has always been handed over to the Lottery Trust Fund, the rightful owner of the fund. Without the cooperation and the buy-in of your office, you know, the commission is very, very strategic in this country, especially as it concerns to recovery of not only looted funds, but getting people in the lottery industry to pay what they are supposed to pay to government.
Alu, however, solicited for more support and collaboration of the Commission in the fund recovery drive of the task force. Martha Eche, reporting for The Eagle. The EFCC Lagos Zonal Head acknowledged the existing cooperation and working relationship between the EFCC and the Navy. He stressed that the EFCC will continue to curtail the activities of criminals in the maritime industry and Nigeria as a whole, as stipulated in its Establishment Act. Bawa also gave an update on the progress of the cases handed over to the EFCC Lagos Zonal Office from the Navy, as recording 90% success rate in court cases, and expressed the readiness of the Commission to look into whatever challenges that might be hindering the speedy prosecution of suspects over illegal oil deals. Earlier, Commodore Ibrahim Aliu Shetima had expressed the gratitude of the Navy to the Commission over its handling of cases related to maritime offenders. He stated that globally, maritime resources are important and Nigeria is not an exception, and further called on all relevant agencies to work together to curtail the activities of criminals on the Nigerian waters. Martha Eche, reporting for The Eagle. And from the coal city of Enugu, the General Officer Commanding GOC 82 Division Nigerian Army Enugu, Major General Lasisi Adegboye, has commended the EFCC's efforts in the southeast and expressed readiness to strengthen the existing collaboration with the Commission. He made the commendation when he received a delegation of the EFCC Enugu Zone, led by the zonal head, Johnson Oshodi, at his office. Adegboye said the two agencies, the Nigerian Army and the EFCC, have been perceived in the negative by the general public despite much responsibility placed on them and the tremendous successes achieved.
We are all working for the same purpose, and if we don't synergize, definitely it will not we will not be able to get there. The issue of backup and whenever you want to operate, fine. We are ever ready. Thank you for deeming it necessary of it to pay us courtesy visit and to interact with us.
The GOC stated that the importance of security and law enforcement synergy cannot be overemphasized, and therefore called for constant collaboration by relevant agencies to address acts of criminality in the zone. Earlier, the head of EFCC Enugu, Johnson Oshodi, had revealed that the purpose of his visit was to seek for continued support and collaboration with the military in the zone.
We want to synergize, because if we look at it generally, we are working for the same government and we are in the same house. Of course, the only difference is sort of division of labor. The responsibility we have to carry out one way or the other is somehow delineated from that of the Nigerian Army. But holistically, we discover that we cannot succeed without synergy, interagency cooperation with other organizations.
He thanked the GOC for the support to the Commission in the areas of training and water supply. Martha Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is a cankerworm, na cankerworm. I said na cankerworm, na cankerworm. Corruption don't finish our country. Nigeria women rise up and come together. Oh yeah. Every woman come out, but we fight corruption. corruption together, oh. Every woman fall out. We go kill corruption together, oh. Them they thief our money. Send them obodo yibo. Children they suffer every day. Better school in no day. Nigeria women come, oh. Women from every sector. Make we fight corruption. We won't kill our country. Them go collect money for light. Chop the money, light we no see. Good road and good health and call. We no see. I said nakanka wamu, nakanka wamu.
Join the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of corruption. Naija, now we all know.
Let's all play our part in seeing that corruption is brought to its barest minimum. From that report, we move to Kaduna, northwest Nigeria, where a similar visit was paid to sister agencies, all in a bid to have a corrupt-free Nigeria. Marta Eche again tells us more on this and more.
The Kaduna Zonal Head of the EFCC, Sanusi Abdullahi, has called for continued collaboration between the EFCC and other security agencies like the Nigeria Police Force, NPF, and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, in combating corruption. He made the call while on a courtesy visit to both the Commissioner of Police, Kaduna State Command at the Command Headquarters, Kaduna State, and the NSCDC State Commandant, Babangida Abdullahi Dutsema, in his office to further strengthen the existing collaboration with the agencies. Sanusi stated that the police have been a pillar in the fight against corruption in the country while seeking for more synergy with the Commission. In his response, the Commissioner of Police, Umar Muri, assured EFCC of the police support at all times. In another development, the EFCC has been commended by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 10, Mohammed Mustafa, for the fight against economic and financial crimes. Mustafa stated this while hosting the EFCC's Sokoto Zonal Head, Bawa Usman Kaltungo, and his team, who paid him a courtesy visit in his office. He said the EFCC occupies a strategic position in actualizing the current administration's key policies in the country, hence the call for enhanced intelligence sharing and stronger partnership in service to the nation. The EFCC team were also at the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, the commissioner in charge of Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara states. Musa Ibrahim Alkali also solicited for closer collaboration, cooperation and support with the EFCC. The EFCC Sokoto Zonal Head, Bawa Usman Kaltungo, told the commissioner that he was at the ICPC office to re-solidify existing relationship between the two agencies of government in the interest of the nation. Kaltungo made similar visit to the General Officer Commanding GOC 8 Division Nigerian Army Sokoto, Brigadier General Aminu Bande, where the GOC described the EFCC as a very important organization that cannot be wished away when it comes to fighting corruption in Nigeria. The commanding officer pledged to support the anti-graft agency in the discharge of its constitutional responsibilities. Martha Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Corruption is dishonesty and illegal behavior by people in positions of trust. A public office is a public trust. Do not abuse positions of trust for private gains. Stay away from corruption. Nigeria is a great nation, and it is our responsibility to make the country greater. If you notice any act of corruption, please report to the EFCC via info@efccnigeria.org or call 09 904 4751 or 09 904 4752. You can also call 09 904 4753. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Now, when we talk about discipline, parents have no one to look up to, but children look up to their parents as role models and tend to imitate them. This is the reason why parents play a pivotal role in the fight against corruption. Our next report is about a suspect on the Federal Bureau of Investigation FBI list who turned himself to the EFCC due to the respect he has for his parent and his resolve to change, all because of his parent. Again, Martha Eche tells us more.
The EFCC has commenced investigation into the case of one Felix Osilama Okpo, an alleged fraudster on the watch list of the Federal Bureau of Investigations (FBI) for his involvement in a $6 million internet fraud. Okpo, alongside Richard Izuchukwu Uzu, Alex Afolabi Ogunshakin, Abiola Ayorinde Kayode, and Nnamdi Osun Benson, had been declared wanted by the FBI sometime in 2019 for their alleged involvement in a business email compromise (BEC) scheme that defrauded over 70 businesses in the United States of over $6 million. The suspect allegedly provided over 40 bank accounts to his conspirators, which were used to receive fraudulent wire transfers from their victims totaling over $1 million. He was, on October 21, 2019, indicted in the United States District Court, District of Nebraska, on charges of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. However, on Friday, September 18, 2020, Okpo turned himself in at the Lagos Zonal Office of the Commission in company of his parents. Okpo, during interrogation, said he made the move to surrender himself to the Commission out of respect he has for his parents and his resolve to be morally upright. Martha Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Shocking, right? I guess I can rightly say the heroes here are his parents because they talked him into doing this. We encourage everyone to please be like Mr. and Mrs. Garba Okpo. Stand for the truth and encourage your words to be morally right. Integrity is doing the right thing, always, even when no one is watching. Next is a special report on what government can do to curb corruption, as the Eagle team spoke with some Nigerians on the way forward in winning the fight. Aisha Gambari is standing by to take us through. Over to you, Aisha.
Corruption has been identified as a major impediment militating against Nigeria's development. Indeed, Africa is set to lose about $50 billion annually through illicit financial flows. A sizable fraction of this emanates from Nigeria, hence the premium which the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration placed on tackling the scourge. Apart from making the fight against corruption a cardinal program of the government, the first critical decision by the administration at inception was the creation of a number of initiatives to pilot government's determination to eradicate corruption in Nigeria. The National Anti-Corruption Strategy was developed, which is a framework for a coordinated approach to the anti-graft war in the country. The strategy, which was launched, was premised on 5 pillars, namely prevention, public engagement, ethical reorientation, enforcement and sanctions, and lastly, the recovery and management of proceeds of crime. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), the most vibrant anti-corruption agency in Nigeria, keyed into this strategy framework by developing reforms within the system to usher in a radically improved approach to tackle corruption. Many who have followed developments at the EFCC have attested to the fact that the agency has largely succeeded in its quest. Apart from the strategies put in place to fight corruption, what other ways do Nigerian citizens think government can include in the anti-corruption strategy?
I'm not really advocating for them to put a death penalty like in China or other countries, but there should be a severe penalty for somebody that have committed any corruption, so that it will serve as a deterrent to others.
So what I think government is supposed to do is that put the right people in the agency. Let them go from one government establishment to another, one ministry to another, one agency to another. So when they go, even surprise visiting at times, cross-checking the accounts, surprise visit. So when they do that one, so many people will be caught. But when you say, okay, when somebody had write petition, that so person is appropriate fund, or so person is stealing money, that's the only way. They should come out to the ministries and agencies. There are some chief executives that you don't see the ministry, people come with flashy cars for 2 million, 3 million, and their salary is about 200,000, 150,000. How do they come about that? So we need to empower the agencies, put the right people in the right places, and let it go, what's going on.
They should be reviewing the the laws or the constitution to, because every day we do some errors in life, and from there we learn from it. So we should be able to update and review those laws, and that will make the law be strengthened and the constitution should be strengthened and also suitable for our own use, because we can't compare ourselves with other countries. So I think we should just review it time in time and be sincere with ourselves and make it more comfortable for us.
Some of the respondents also call for the independence of the anti-corruption agencies.
The independence I'm talking about is that because one, like all those agencies have been enacted with some laws and they have their own duties, and if for any reason any person is against any of the rule, it should be dealt according to the rule.
Strengthening and equipping of the anti-graft agencies was largely one of the focal points that many respondents pitched their suggestions against.
Like the EFCC, as you said, of course they need to be empowered as well, very well. They need to be, because if you are not empowered, if you go for your work somewhere, you may be motivated for some graft issues. Then before you know, you are involved in it, and you cannot even do what you are supposed to do. So of course the government needs to do that by empowering them, giving them what it meant for them to be given, for them to do their work the way it should.
It should be also training and retraining for them to be abreast of the current way of fighting corruption, just like other countries.
It's simple. What the government needs to do is to improve staff welfare,
promote them, equip them, so that they will be able to do their work very good.
When I say empowerment, they give them monetarily. They should, fund them very well, and the staff too should be paid very well. When they are paid very well, they will be able to do the job very well.
Inasmuch as many have placed the threatening of the anti-graft war on government's shoulder, the individual also have a role to play. The citizenry must come to the realization that they are at the receiving end of the many devastating effects posed by corruption. The lack of adequate health facilities, poor infrastructural development, poor educational facilities, and the development and poverty, just to mention a few. It is the responsibility of Nigerians to shun corruption and claim ownership of the anti-graft war by exposing every act of corruption they see. When you see something, please say something, and the EFCC will surely do something.
Well, the fight against corruption is for everyone, and all hands must be on deck for it to be achieved. Join the EFCC in its crusade to save Nigeria from corruption. And that's how we end today's episode of The Eagle. You too can be part of this program by sending your inquiries and suggestions to The Eagle at efccnigeria.org, or follow us on our social media platforms at official EFCC. You can also send your petitions to info@efccnigeria.org. Real integrity is doing the right thing. Be content. Don't compare or compete. Doing the right thing always would definitely bring respect. Let's do the right thing always. My name is Aisha Mohammed. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. And please do stay safe.